Hello friends. So we are going to start with this next topic, that is functions or features of operating system. Okay, so these are the features. First is process management, memory management, file management, device management, security and interface. I think there is a couple of functions more given in your textbook, but no need of that. If you are clear with concepts of these features, it is enough for you. Okay, so you have to learn only these features or functions. So let's see for one by one. The first one is process management. Now, before understanding the meaning of process management, you should understand what is a process. So a process is a program running on a computer. An executed program or execution of program is called as a process. Any program. It may be a scratch program, it may be a paint, it may be any kind of document which you are saving. Any kind of program which is in running condition is called as a process. Okay, so a process is a program running on a computer. A process management involves various tasks like starting a process, scheduling a process, running a process, and ending a process. Now, see, every single program which is in execution or which is executed by CPU is called as process. So, as we are doing multitasking on computer, there are number of process which are working together. We are dealing with simultaneous process. Okay, so process management means starting of a process. Okay, as there are more than one process, CPU also needs to schedule those process. Okay, so scheduling means the time when that process will be executing. Okay, so setting the time and executing of that process, running of that process, and finally ending of that process. All these things are handled by process management. Always remember that there are more than one process we are dealing with, and CPU is the one who is executing or running this process. So naturally CPU cannot run all the process at once. All the process have to be scheduled, managed, created, ended. Okay, so all these things are comes under process management, and it is handled by operating system. Okay, every process should get proper time to execute. Now just imagine a scenario that we are having lecture and I'm explaining you something with the help of diagram. So naturally first I will draw a diagram, then I will look at you, I will explain it, I will ask question, you will answer. All these are the process going on, and it has to be properly scheduled, properly managed. Resources required should be properly distributed. Similarly, in computer also, when we are dealing with more than one process, every process should get proper time to execute. Every process should get proper time to execute. Resources, every proper should get proper resources. In some process, you may give a print command. So there you are going to require a printer. You are executing something, you require a CPU there. Okay, so you continuously require the resources. So all this, we have limited resources, so all these resources has to be shared by every process. So there should not be any kind of jumbling. So proper distribution and sharing of resources is done by operating system. It allows synchronization among process, which process should be executed when, okay, and where it has to be stored. Everything is done in this process management. Okay, so you just understand the basic meaning of process. Process is nothing but a program running on a computer, and we are having multiple process executing at a time. Okay, so these all process has to be started, scheduled, executed, ended. Sharing resources is there between all this. So all these are things are handled by a process management. So it is one of the important feature of operating system. Second is memory management. This is again one more important feature of operating system. Now, before starting with memory management, I hope you know what is primary memory and what is secondary memory. Primary memory is computer memory that is accessed directly by CPU. CPU accesses primary memory directly. Example, ROM, RAM. Secondary memory. This is generally a memory where data is stored or data is kept for long time basis, like CD, USB. Okay. So first be very clear with primary and second memory. Then only you can understand the working of memory management. Okay. Now, always remember a process is stored at secondary memory. Okay. A process is always stored at secondary memory. But when it is to be executed, when that process is to be executed, we have to bring it, or the CPU have to bring it from सेकेंडरी मेमोरी टू प्राइमरी मेमोरी. ओके. प्रोसेस जो है वो सेकेंडरी मेमोरी में स्टोर होती है, लेकिन एग्जीक्यूट वो प्राइमरी मेमोरी में होती है. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट. ओके. सो दिस movement of process back and forth from main memory to secondary and secondary back to main memory is handled by CPU, and this is called as memory management. Okay, understood? Again I will explain this thing. Primary memory is a computer memory that is accessed directly by CPU. Secondary memory is where program and data kept for a long time. A process is generally stored at secondary memory, but when it is executed, it is brought at primary memory to execute by CPU. Okay, so in memory management, it manages this movement of back and forth between main memory and secondary memory. This is called as memory management. Next, in memory management, it also checks how much memory is to be allocated to a process. Okay, which process requires how much memory. That is also called as comes in memory management. In memory management, we also decide that which process will require how much memory and where it is stored, where the data is to be stored, and at what time or how much longer that memory will be utilized by that process. These all things is managed in memory management. Next is file management. So we all know what is file. File is a collection of specific information stored in memory of computer system. We all know Word file, PPT file, or this file is nothing but a place where the data is stored in a particular form. So operating system is used to manage these files. File management also includes process of creating this file, modifying the file, deleting the file, moving it, copying it. Everything comes under file management. Means if operating system do not have this system, this file management, just imagine how would you have stored your Word file or PowerPoint file, where you have stored it. Okay, so we have this concept of file management, making of folders, synchronization of this file, keeping it very properly. Okay, creating it, deleting it, modifying it, all this comes under file management. Next comes device management. Device management is responsible for managing all the hardware devices, all the peripheral devices of a computer system. Okay, we all know what different devices are used, right from printer, mouse, keyboard, scanner, projector, screen, everything, all are the devices, all of them are peripheral devices. So how to handle these devices, how to synchronize these devices comes under device management. It determines that which process will get a device, for how long it will get that device, allocation of that devices, again deallocation of that devices for that process. Everything is handled by device management. Next comes security. Operating system provides security through the user account and password. In lab also you have seen that we have different accounts. We have student account, teacher accounts, admin accounts. Okay, and also we can have password security. So everything is possible because of operating system. And the next point is user interface. What do you mean by interface? Operating system is an interface between user and hardware. So what is interface? The way by which operating system acts, okay, because of which we can understand the system understands us. Okay, so the way of interfacing, the way of interacting, we can say. Okay, so after this, after studying all these functions and features, our next topic will be user interface. So we will go in much detail of this. Okay, so we'll just go back and see what we have studied. We have studied functions or features of operating system, in which we have covered all the 6 features. First is process management, where process is the smallest program which is running on a computer, or any program which is running on a computer. So right from creating of a process, scheduling it, running it, ending it, okay, everything is handled in process management. Similarly, memory management means which process will get how much memory, for how much time it will get the memory. Okay, and the moving of process back and forth from primary to secondary and from secondary back to primary, whatever, all this movement is handled by memory management. File management means we store the information in file. So operating system handles all this file, right from creating, modifying, deleting, everything is handled by operating system. Then we have different peripheral devices attached to our system, and synchronizing all these devices, connection between them, their coordination, everything is handled by a device management. Which process will get which device for how long it would be allocated and deallocating after the work is done. All this comes in device management. Security, making of accounts, passwords, all this is security which is provided by the operating system. And user interface, which we are going to see now immediately after this video. Okay, so I hope this topic is very clear to you. Okay, so after this, the next video will be user interface, and you will again listen to that video very properly. Hello students. So today we are going to start with new topic, and we are continuing with the first lesson, operating system. We have taken 2 lectures, one online and offline, and now we are going to start with the next topic. Our next topic is user interface. So I hope whatever I am showing you and whatever I am telling you, you will listen it very silently with patience. Okay, so we'll start with user interface. So what do you mean by interface? We oftenly say that operating system is an interface between user and the hardware. But what, do you know the meaning of interface? Interface means the way you connect, the way you get connected with the hardware. How hardware understands user and how user understand hardware. Just imagine that suppose you are talking with a Chinese person and you don't know the Chinese language, and the Chinese person also don't know your language. So what you require in the middle will be a proper interface, the way by which you can understand his language and he can understand your language. So operating system plays very important role because it acts as an interface. So what do you mean by interface? As we know, interface is a point where two systems meet and interacts with each other. Okay, so it is a point at which we interact with the system. In computing, user interface refers to the hardware and software mechanism by which user interacts with the computer, and we can pass our information to system and we can understand what system is trying to convey us. Okay. So the operating system of a computer acts as an interface through which a user gives commands or instructions to the computer and also receives the message from the computer. Without operating system, interaction between a user and computer is not possible. We cannot communicate to computer without any kind of interface. So we should have a proper kind of interface. So operating system is providing us 2 type of user interfaces. Okay, so we are going to see which are they. Very first we have command line interface, or we can call it as character user interface, CUI. In this interface requires the user to type command. Okay, so we have to type command for each and everything. We don't need have any kind of icons or any kind of pictures over here. So we simply have to type a command and we have to remember it. Character user interface is also known as command line interface. Command line interface is a space on the display screen in which commands are typed by the user. So you can just see this black color screens which is in front of you. Okay, and we have to type this command and then it reacts. So the earlier, as I have explained you, that MS-DOS was the first Windows operating system. It used to follow this kind of operating system. So this black screen used to come in front of you and you were typing the commands over there. Similarly, Unix is also an operating system which is following this character user interface. Okay, so it's very simple to memorize it. The character user interface is a kind of interface in which we just have to type the commands. We cannot see any kind of icons or any kind of pictures over there to click. We simply have to type the commands. Okay, So Unix and DOS are the popular example of this user interface. And second is graphical user interface. Now here in graphical user interface, you can see the screen that it is interactive, okay? And we make use of mouse and keyboard to interact with the system. There are a number of icons here. You can see the number of pictures here, and we can easily have a interface with the system by clicking on this icon. So we don't have to memorize any commands as we used to do in CUI. So Windows is most popular GUI operating system, graphical user operating system. So now let's see the advantages of GUI over CUI. Okay, so what are the advantages? GUI, graphical user interface, and CUI stands for character user interface, which is also called as command line interface. Now you can see the first point over here. Okay, GUI interface is much interactive and appealing. Why it is much interactive and attractive and appealing? Because we have here icons and we click on it. For example, on Windows, if you want to open Paint, what you will do? You will only click on the icon of Paint and Paint will get open. So that is a kind of graphical user interface. Rather in CUI interface, it is less appealing because you can see that there are no icons, only a black screen on which you keep on typing the commands. That too you have to memorize. Okay, so it is not appealing, it is not attractive. This is the first difference. Let's see the second advantage. Graphical user interface is easier to learn and more user friendly. Okay, because it has more icons, menus, buttons. And CUI, it is a text-based interface and hence it is not an user-friendly. Okay, it is not user-friendly. What do you mean by term user-friendly? That the ease with which you can use the system. Only clicking on icons, naturally it is user-friendly. Your mobile is user-friendly. Why? Because you can just have one click on the app and you can open it. But CUI, it is not user-friendly because you have to memorize the command. So it is not user-friendly. Okay, so this is one of the difference. Next difference is with GUI, a user does not have to learn complicated commands. While here you have to memorize the commands. Okay, so that is the one difference. Next, GUI user have windows that allows user to use, manipulate, program, folders and everything at the same time. Okay, this is very important that in GUI you can have multitasking over it. You can choose any folder, you can see what work you are doing in front of you, you can manipulate multiple programs and folders at the same time. But this is not the case in CUI. CUI does not offer that easy and ability to work with multiple programs at once on the screen. Using GUI, you can open multiple folders and you can manipulate it, you can work with it. But in CUI, you have to work with one program or one folder at a time on a screen. You cannot open multiple folders and work at a time. This is the biggest disadvantage of CUI. GUI supports the use of both a mouse and keyboard to control navigate through your system. So mouse and keyboard both can be used, while GUI we require only keyboard to type the commands. GUI user mostly gets immediate visual feedback. This is very important. Okay, because just I will give you one example. If you are making a folder and you are copying one file from one folder to another folder, you can see what is going on in front of you. You can see that yes, you have right clicked, you have copied a file, it is getting moved or copied to next folder. You can see the visual images. But in CUI, this is not the case. You cannot view anything. There are different commands by which you can check whether your file is copied or not, it is moved or not. Okay, so the visual attention what you get with GUI is not the case with CUI. So you cannot visualize what is happening in front of you. Okay, the next is in GUI, multiple tasks run simultaneously. Many tasks run at a time. This is not the case with CUI. Only one particular task is executed at a time. So these were the advantages of GUI, but when we have advantages, we also have disadvantages. So we'll see what are the disadvantages now. Graphical user interface versus character user interface. GUI requires more system resources to load the various graphical elements such as icon and fonts. CUI requires the CUI requires the less resources. Now just see, graphical user interface, we require icon to click. So naturally that icons and pictures has to be installed first. So that resources we require in CUI, as we are just typing a command, we don't require any additional resources. So that is one point. GUI is still a bit slower than CUI. Okay, even if we are making use of both mouse and keyboard to navigate, GUI is a bit slower and CUI is faster as compared to GUI, and we only require keyboard. So requirement of resources is low to CUI. Okay, GUI occupies much large amount of hard disk of space. Can you think that why GUI require large amount of hard disk space? Because we also have to store icons, we also have to store pictures, graphics. So naturally we are going to require more large amount of hard disk space. But this is not in a case of CUI. CUI takes up smaller hard disk space. Okay, GUI requires more RAM to run, CUI does not require that much RAM. Okay, naturally GUI is a big program, it is going to require more RAM. CUI does not require that much RAM. Okay, so you can see the difference. It is mentioned in the screen that how much it utilizes, for just as an example. Okay, so when there are advantages, there are also some disadvantages which you should know. Okay, GUI based operating system are most expensive. Of course, they are most expensive. If we are taking license, then we have to pay for it. While DOS is a free version, it is available and we can use it very easily. So time to recap, what are the topics we have studied till now? Computer works with an interaction of hardware and software. Hardware refers to the physical part of computer that you can see and touch. Software, as we have discussed, is instruction of programs and it tells the hardware what to do. You also know that system softwares and application softwares are both two types of softwares available. Sorry. System software is collection of one or more program which controls, manages overall program and performs the backside work. It handles the complete applications which are executing on a system. System software is classified into following categories: operating systems, then we have disk drivers, we have language processors, and we have utility softwares. Operating system acts as a central coordinator between hardware and software. There are different types of operating system and we have studied each and every one. Single user, multi-user, multitasking, multi-threading, real-time and distributed. User interface, as we have discussed, is very important because it is only the thing by which we can interact with the system. There are two types of interfaces which are commonly used, CUI and GUI. So CUI requires the user to type the commands in order to interact with computer, while GUI is graphical based, which is very interactive in nature, and we just keep on clicking the icons what we used. Okay, so I hope whatever I have taught here is very clear. The two types of interfaces what we have discussed is very clear. All the things which are flashed here in front of you, definitions could be asked from that. Okay, CUI, GUI, operating system, interfaces, all this is very important. So go through the video once again. If you have any problem, please feel free to contact me personally. Okay, so thank you so much and have a great day.